to promote your products and to make them very popular. And one of the key ways to do that is obviously through different types of media exposure. And our next speaker is Rossen, who has a lot of experience in that domain, and who will share with you on how you can reach through alternative media partnerships success by promoting your company from a perspective out of a Bulgarian market, but with a global perspective, I hope. So, you have the stage.
Thank you. Can I have somebody launch the presentation? PowerPoint? Hi, my name is Rossen, and I work for a company called Modern Times Group. Those of you who have not heard it, it's the biggest broadcaster in Europe in terms of geography. We are in more than 30 countries. In Romania, we are present with channels such as TV1000 and Viasat History, Viasat Explorer, and Viasat Nature. I'm based in Bulgaria currently, where our company is the biggest digital and broadcasting media house. We have 10 television channels, and we have 80+% reach on the internet. So, which means we have like the platform to kind of boost any idea, push it to the audience, and give it a try. I think we have last month around 1 billion page views on the internet only in Bulgaria. Just to get an idea of the audience, I pretty much have formed some opinion, but what do you think is more important, to have a good product or to have a good marketing? Like those of you who think product is more important, please raise your hand. Yeah, and those who think that marketing is more important. Yeah. What usually happens, sometimes I go to talk to students in Bulgaria, mostly to universities. When I speak to technical universities, most of the students think that product is more important. And when I go to business schools, most of the students say that marketing is more important. Just think about it, like there are many great companies out there with poor product, or let's say mediocre product, but they have great performance due to marketing. Like if I have to give example, just let me check the sponsor list. Like if we think about it, like McDonald's is the best-selling burger in the world by far. There is a great quote by Stuart Britt, he's a famous consultant, marketing consultant, which says that doing business without advertising is like winking at the girl in the dark. You know what you're doing, but nobody else does. And if you want people to know what you're doing, you have to kind of find a way to turn on the lights so that they see you're winking at them. Unless you're like our friend Joseph, who can get, attract attention even without winking, as we all know. Well, let's see what the big companies are doing and what they were before they became big. Let's look at Ford, for example. 100 years ago, a bit more than 100 years ago, Ford had his vision that a car should not be something that only the rich people have, and it's not something that people use only in sports. He had the vision that every family should have a car. So he went to lots of bankers, entrepreneurs, and like nobody wanted to even give him a single cent, because are you crazy? Like, people don't need cars. This is something for the rich, this is something for sports. You will never make it. And he almost never made it. And there are stories and books you can read about how depressed he was when he was actually trying to get any funding and he couldn't. Well, eventually he found some money, and what he did with this money is he actually proved to those people that the middle class in the States, they would like to buy cars. He advertised a lot to them. He had this advertising, there is a Ford in your future. Just doing really innovative marketing campaigns. He was actually one of the first to use color prints, which was very expensive at the time. He kind of proved that there is a market, and eventually he established his great company that we know today. Marlboro. It's the best-selling cigarette in the world, but 6 years ago, in '54, it was a company that was targeting a product at females, because this was men didn't smoke cigarettes with filters at the time. And it was just one of the many companies, it was just a brand. And then Leo Burnett, it's a media agency that came up with this vision, the Marlboro Man, the cowboy, and today this is a top-selling cigarette. If we want to have a more recent example, Google. Last year, Google spent £50 million on advertising in Britain alone just to push Google Chrome. Now, a question that often comes during meetings is when should a company start to invest in media? And there is no magic formula. But I would say that as soon as you have your product done and you have business model in place, you should actually start to engage with advertisers, with media to see what you can do. Because with such a big competition, you never know when a copycat will come around, take your business and do it faster and perhaps better than you, and your idea is gone. But as we know, advertising is really expensive, and many people believe that it is like a right that is reserved only to the big companies, to the Coca-Colas, to the Fords nowadays. It's like starting companies, they can never get like proper media attention, and it's very difficult. I have kind of prepared a list with 4 things that you can do to get proper media exposure, advertise like a big company. The list is much longer. There are probably 10 ways that you can get media attention, draw it to your company and get some traction from that. But here is the list of 4. If we start with affiliate advertising, this is like very popular. Everybody's pretty much doing it. The great thing about it is you don't need to have money to engage in it, and you pay only if you make money, you pay money. If you don't make any money, if you don't make any sales, you don't pay anything. Well, basically, you need to find like media partners who are ready to work with you, to promote your product or service to their audience. If somebody makes a purchase, then you share the profit with them. That's what affiliate marketing is about. And it sounds very simple, and it is, but there are some things that you need to consider before you engage in affiliate marketing. 2 things you can do. You can establish your own network, which means you check the market, see what media works for you, and then you go and talk to them and agree on conditions. Or you can join already existing marketing, so you have a middleman between the media and your business. For startups, it's perhaps better to join existing network because it can be difficult for you to build your own from the get-go. Another question that is kind of important is how much of the revenue to share. And if you're a startup, I would say you share as much as you can afford to share, because it means that you will get like better treatment for media, you will have better exposure, you will get better advertising positions, and so on. One problem with affiliate marketing is that it works great with internet, but it doesn't work so well with other media, for the reason that it's very difficult to track. For example, if somebody sees a commercial on TV and goes and buys something, like the TV channel would never know that like it actually led the customer to the service. So going to big media with affiliate marketing proposition may be difficult. So kind of start working with the bloggers, with the smaller websites, and then see what happens. And there are like many success stories how companies were built just with affiliate marketing. Like if we think about daily deal business, which was and is still very popular around the world, this was actually what drove e-commerce in Bulgaria. Like half of the population actually did their first e-purchase through daily deal sites. Before them, they never ordered anything online. And when we talk about daily deal, everybody's thinking first of Groupon, but actually Groupon has nothing to do with inventing this model. It was invented like 5 years ago by an American company called Wood, 5 years before Groupon existed. So they were doing this. Many people saw their business model. 2 years later, there were like 100 companies doing this business model. And in 2009 comes Groupon. They launched their affiliate network, offering good conditions to the medias. 1 year later, the rumor says they're offered $5 billion from Google to acquire them. They turned down this offer, only to kind of have an IPO, which is the second biggest IPO for a web company, just a year later, second after Google itself. And this is just not one example. Like in Bulgaria, there is a website called krava.bg. It is exactly the same model. It's the website, not the first one. There were like companies before that, from Germany, from Greece, coming to Bulgaria, putting lots of money on TV and internet. And these guys are not in the business anymore, they closed down. But through building a huge affiliate network of 5,000 online publishers today, Grab is number one. They have very, very good and profitable business. Another thing you can do is white label, and as I said, big media may not like to do an affiliate program with somebody, for the reason that first, for example, you have TV assets, you actually cannot calculate what was the impact of the campaign on the company, so you're not sure if you're getting the right remuneration back. Another thing is that once you kind of lead a customer to somebody, you are at the risk that this guy will forever stay, he will start directly buying the service, so I mean, so they'll never come back to you again, and you'll never get affiliate fee from this person again. So what then you can do is offer white label solution. This was first done in 2004 by a UK company, which selling cell phones, and they were like having big competition with affiliates, so they said, okay, let's allow the media to have their own brand. We'll just give them the phones, they will make their own websites, sell our phones on their websites, and see what happens. And they had great success because then media were kind of motivated to promote their own brand on TV, on everything. Every purchase went through the brand of the media, and this is how ukphone.com actually had like great success back in the days, like 10 years ago. It's a model that's very popular also in the travel industry, in the betting industry, and so on and so forth. A very, very interesting model that you might want to consider is media for sales. Like 8 years ago, I believe, or 6 years ago, there was a company in Bulgaria that wanted to do classifieds website for real estate, but they couldn't afford to advertise. So they went to the biggest digital company and said, okay, promote our service. We're making our money from transactions. We don't want any advertising from this website. We just make our money with text messages, with microtransactions. Promote the service. Any commercials, any banners you sell on our websites is for you. So this is how now this company is the biggest classified websites in the country. It has like 500 million page views a month. And it didn't pay anything for advertising. And then we come to the most interesting opportunity for some of you, I believe. This is media for equity. So, as it was discussed in previous presentation, there were questions that in Romania it's kind of difficult to, it's not like in Silicon Valley, it's not easy to get financing. So what we do, actually, it's like this in Europe, like it's much, this is like venture capital, angel investor, this is much more rare, especially in Eastern Europe. So what you do, like you first go to Uncle Ben and you get some money and you launch your business. Nowadays in Europe you can actually go to some accelerators, and then there's this fund Jeremy, which is giving money for starting businesses up to 200,000 euro, I believe. But then you take this money, you use them, you go somewhere, but before you can actually go to the States or to some big investors, some VC, you need to kind of show that you really increase your business. It's not like they will come to you when you're on the baby stage. And in the United States, then you meet people like business angels, and if they like you, they may give you some money, help you in this process to go from seed funding to VC funding. They may fund you meanwhile, but in countries like Bulgaria, Romania, Eastern Europe in general, it's much, much more difficult. So what you can do is you can approach media company. Media company can give you certain budget to advertise on all kinds of media, TV, web, mobile, radio, whatever you need. In return, you are giving up a certain percent of the equity of your company. But then you're advertising like the big guys, you can really drive your business, and then who knows, maybe when your business shows success, the VC guys will talk to you and actually take you even further. But some things to consider, and because now in Europe there are lots of companies, broadcasters especially in Germany and France, who are actually having such programs. They are giving commercial time for equity in startups. What you should kind of look is, of course, like the valuation. Like you should kind of estimate what is the value of your company, and then for giving up certain percentage of your equity, you should know what advertising you should get. Then it's also very, very important that you go to territories, go to talk to companies which have assets in the territories where you're interested. And maybe doing media for equity with some Romanian company that it has only assets in Romania cannot help you export your business beyond. Maybe it's not a good long-term solution. But like another success story with media for equity, there is a company called Zalando. It's a German startup. 10 years ago it was a German startup. The guy had difficult time raising money. They were selling shoes. In the beginning, just to test the concept, they were like going to the mall, buying shoes, selling them online, making loss on pretty much every selling method just to see if people were willing to buy shoes online. And then what happened is they got media from ProSieben and Sat. And 2 years later, they had 85% brand recognition in Germany. Now they're like a multi-billion company. What we do in NTG, we have, as I said, assets in more than 30 countries. Here on this map is Europe. You can see we have assets in out of the Scandinavian countries. We have presence in Russia, in the Baltics, Czech Republic, Hungary, Bulgaria. Now we are actually also discussing with different media groups from Germany, from Poland, from Romania as well. So some of them might join this venture, this fund for media for equity. And if you are looking to export your business to any other country than Romania, perhaps you should investigate that opportunity. Through talking to the company entity, you can actually get media exposure in all those markets that I just showed. And it's always good to have good relationship with the media partner in the markets where you go. What we are interested in is mostly things related to entertainment, be it games, sport, music, commerce, dating, etc. So it kind of has to be something that we believe we can scale through media easily. It has to, like your business has to fit our broadcast area. We're looking for a profitable business model and for companies which have cash to operate. And that's it. If you have any questions related to the fund or anything else, feel free to drop me an email. I'll see if I can help you.
So, I think we'll also just take, Rohan has a question, or just raising your hand. You raised your hand, Rohan. Like, okay, again, the same guy, always the same questions. Okay, go ahead, please. You can shout it out. I don't have a microphone. Okay. Anybody else wants to ask a question, Rossen? Lisa.
For us to dinner.
So you're talking about media equity, but it's giving the space to startups. It's one thing, but about how to run an ad, how to produce an ad. Do you help startups with that as well?
Absolutely. Like we advise them on marketing and consulting, doing their ads, shooting them, whole process.
Okay, fantastic. And you both have dinner together because you're both invited to the speakers' dinner. So you can still, even if you didn't ask them, you can still have dinner together.